Good morning, children. Today we are back with chapter 10 for the last time, organs of government. Today we will be revising the topic very fastly and we are having a small revision test. Let's start with the page number 73. In this chapter we are starting with the three organs of government. Our Indian constitution is having three organs of the government: the legislature, the executive and the judiciary. As you have already studied the duties of these organs, the legislature frames the laws, executive implements the framed laws, and the judiciary maintains law and order by punishing the people who violate the rules and regulations. Our country is a union of state. No state is completely independent and sovereign. The Indian parliamentary system has divided the powers according to the principle of division of powers between the center and the state, such that the legislature and the executive is totally independent on each other, whereas the judiciary is separate, independent and impartial organ. You remember the triangle which we have drawn in the first class. There we have discussed about at the top we are having judiciary, then we are having the legislature and the executive. Now come to this, my dear children, see the chart. This will give you a full revision of the chapter which we have studied. According to our chapter and according to our constitution, according to that Indian constitution, we are having three organs, that is the legislature, the executive and the judiciary. The legislature, that is, it is divided into two, the powers are divided into two, that is the union legislature and the state legislature. And the union legislature is otherwise known as central legislature and the state legislature. So central legislature or our parliament. Here the Indian parliament consists of the president, the vice president, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Our legislature, we are having two type of legislature, that is the upper house and the lower house. In the union central government, we are having the lower house Lok Sabha and upper house Rajya Sabha. Then the state legislature, coming to the state legislature is divided into legislative assembly and legislative council. Legislative assembly is otherwise known as the lower house and the upper house of state is called the legislature council. Now here the main point which you are supposed to remember is the unicameral legislature and the bicameral legislature. Unicameral when the legislature is consisting of one house, and bicameral where it is consisting of two houses. Some of the in India we have two houses at the central level, that is bicameral, the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha. Same way in state we are having, some states we are having unicameral and some states we are having bicameral. Very few states are having bicameral system, that is legislative assembly and legislative council. States like Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Telangana are example for bicameral legislature. Then we have discussed about the qualifications for the membership of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, the speaker and the voting casting the vote. When as we have studied, the speaker presides over the sessions of the Lok Sabha and maintains and controls its function. He is said to be the protector of the dignity of the house. And casting vote, when there is a tie-up in voting, when casting the vote, that time the speaker can cast the vote, and that vote is known as casting vote. Then the detailed process of how a bill become an act, that also we have discussed. There the main points, how it will be passed with a 2/3 majority, It will be passing through readings, different readings, and first reading, second reading, third reading at both the houses, upper house and lower house. Then it will go to the final, it go to president, and if the president signs it, it will become an act. Same way we are having money bill. Whether the bill is money bill, it is not decided by the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, and the finance minister will be presenting the central budget around 28th of February, and all the money bills are first presented in the Lok Sabha and the same procedures will pass. Thus we have seen the matter of the money bill, the Rajya Sabha has limited powers, that also we have seen. Then the House of the Parliament is called the custodian of public funds, as it controls the functioning of the executive. Then we have discussed about the topic about impeachment. Now we have discussed about the legislature of the state legislature, legislative assembly and council also we have discussed. Now we are moving to the executives, second organ of our constitution, executive. Executive also we are having two, as I discussed yesterday. We are having union executive at the central level and the state executive in each state. Now union executive we are having the president, the vice president, the prime minister and the council of minister. President, the qualification for the president we have discussed. What are the duties and powers of the president? Then who is vice president? Duties of vice president, to whom the vice president will give his resignation, and prime minister. Prime minister is the real head of the central government, everything we have discussed. Now come to the president. President is the highest executive authority of our country. The president is having lots of powers. He appoints the leader of the party who got majority in the general election, and he will become the prime minister. Then according to with the consultation of the prime minister, the president will appoint the other ministers of the cabinet. Then they will appoint the speaker. Then the president has power to declare war. President is having lots of powers, executive power, legislative power, emergency power, everything we have discussed. Now discussing about the state executive. Here in state also we are having two, that is the governor and the chief minister. Governor is the highest executive authority of the state. He will be the representative of the president. And chief minister, he is the real head of the state. As the prime minister, he real head of the country, where chief minister is the real head of the state. What are the main duty? Who appoints the governor? The President of India. On the advice of the Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister will appoint the governor of the state. The terms of the governor is 5 years. Almost all the category of the terms of our country is 5 years except our Rajya Sabha. They are having a period of 6 years. Now, government and the governor is the constitutional and the formal head of the state. This all things we have discussed. He will be acting as a chain between the center and the state, and he plays a key role, the role of the governor. Now after that we have discussed about the chief minister and the council of ministers. Then we have discussed about administrative executive. We are having another thing, administrative executive, and another point is political executive. That also we have discussed. Then we have discussed about the evils of bureaucracy, nepotism, corruption, dishonesty, inefficiency, misconduct, escapism are the evils of bureaucracy. To control such evils, Government of India had appointed Lokayukt or Lokpal, and to stop the corruption in our state, Gujarat government has started a separate department for the name, under the name called Anti-Corruption Bureau, and the toll-free number also given in our textbook. Then at the central state level, we are having the type governance at the local level. Now we are discussing through a picture. I told you, I showed you the in the local level what are the type of grassroots level, what are the things we have. In 1992, entire country, similar Panchayati Raj and the Urban Institute of Local Self-Governments came into existence. And in district panchayat, we are having president as the political executive, president, vice president and the group of ministers. At the same time, we are having administrative executive under the leadership of district development officer, DDO. Then coming to Taluka Panchayat, we are having the president, vice president and the council of ministers from the political executive. At the same time, we are having administrative executives from Taluka development officer. Same way we are having Gram Panchayat, there the administrative executive is Talati cum minister, whereas Sarpanch is the political executive. Okay, these all things we have discussed. Now come to Urban Institute of Self-Governance. Here in as per the 74th constitutional amendment, Urban Institute of Self-Governance has been provided. At that we are having 3 levels. In the first level we are having municipality, then municipal corporation, and third level we are having Mahanagar Megacity Nigam. They are having different duties. For example, city planning, land reform, road construction, bridge construction, flyover construction, bridge construction, water management, etc., etc. are the duties of the Urban Institute of Self-Governance. They will be getting the fund from people, collected from people under the name of different taxes, as well as the public private partnership, PPP. These are the different points we have discussed. Now coming to the last point, that is judiciary. I hope you remember this judiciary at the top of our constitution. The highest supreme power is having Supreme Court. Our country, it is situated at New Delhi. We are having only one Supreme Court in our country, that is at Delhi. Then we are having the high courts in every state. Almost all the states are having high courts. Some states are sharing high courts with some other countries. Some other states, this we have seen. Now under high courts in each district, each state we are having district courts and other subordinate courts. We are having different courts, like we are having trial courts, civil court, criminal court, other various subordinate courts we are having. Thus, we come to the end of this chapter. All the question answers, that is section 1, section 2, 3 we have discussed. Only section 4 is remaining, that we will be going to discuss in the next clip. Yes, my dear boys and girls, once again I am having a structure of our legislature. Same thing whatever we have discussed here, it is given. At the one side we are having central level, that is the parliament, and the other side we are having state level or the state legislature assembly. Central level we are having Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. The other name for Rajya Sabha is upper house or the council of states, and Lok Sabha is called the lower house or the house of the people. While we are discussing the power between the two, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha is less powerful, whereas Lok Sabha is more powerful because it is the house of the people. Now terms, come to Rajya Sabha, we are having the term is 6 years, every 1/3 of the members retire every year, and it will be replaced also. But the Lok Sabha, it is having a period of 5 years, and if any problem comes in between, they have to resign. Total number of members in Rajya Sabha is 250, whereas in Lok Sabha we are having 545 members. Then the way how we are selecting in Rajya Sabha, 12 members out of 250 members, 12 members will be selected by the President of India from different fields such as art, science, literature, cultural activities, sports, etc. I have given the example of Sachin Tendulkar, Jaya Bachchan, Rekha, APJ Abdul Kalam. We can never forget APJ Abdul Kalam from the field of science. Rest of the members will be, that is around 238 members will be selected from different states and union territories, whereas In Lok Sabha, elected directly by people, that is 545 members, the president can nominate 2 members of the Anglo-Indian communities. The reason also I told you why this Anglo-Indian members are represented, are nominated. Now coming to authorities, the Rajya Sabha, the vice president is the official chairman. Then whereas the speaker and the deputy speaker as the authorities of Lok Sabha. Qualifications to the members of Rajya Sabha, they Indian citizen, he should have at least 30 years and above, should be well qualified in any of the fields like literature, science, service, science, etc. Coming to Lok Sabha, the citizen should be Indian citizen, he should at least 25 years or above. He should not be a government employee, mentally unfit, insolvent or criminal. He should not be a member of Rajya Sabha. Now come to the Rajya Sabha regarding the bill. Ordinary bills can be introduced in Rajya Sabha, whereas both bill, that is ordinary bill as well as money bill, can be introduced in Lok Sabha. So the authorized person to approve the bill in Rajya Sabha as well as in Lok Sabha is President of India. Now come to the state legislative assembly. We are having upper house and lower house that we have discussed. Some of the states are having only legislative assembly, and some states, many states are having assembly, legislative assembly, but some states are having legislative council also. Legislative council is the upper house, it is also known as Vidhan Parishad. The lower house is called the legislative assembly, it is known as Vidhan Sabha. Vidhan Parishad or the upper house is less powerful, whereas Vidhan house, Vidhan Sabha is more powerful. Permanent house is legislative council or Vidhan Parishad. Term is 6 years, 1/3 of its members will be retiring every year. Whereas in Vidhan Sabha, the term is 5 years, can be dissolved before its time period also. Then depends on the size of the legislative assembly, number of members will be up and down in Vidhan Parishad. But in Vidhan Sabha, according to the population, that is 60 to 500 in between. According to the population of the state, the Vidhan Sabha, the representatives will be coming. Now Vidhan Parishad, 1/3 of its members are elected by the local government from bodies like Jilla Parishad, municipalities, municipal corporation, teachers of higher secondary, secondary schools and colleges, etc. But Vidhan Sabha, the elected people are electing directly their leaders. Then the in charge, the authority of Vidhan Parishad is the chairman and the deputy chairman, whereas with legislative assembly, the in charge is speaker and the deputy speaker. Then coming to the qualification of the member, the Vidhan Sabha requires Indian citizen with at least 25 years and above, whereas Vidhan Parishad requires Indian citizen with 30 years and above. Same way in Vidhan Parishad we are only introducing ordinary bill, but in Vidhan Sabha or legislative assembly both the bills are introduced. The in charge of both the houses are governor. Thus we have made the main points of this chapter into 2 tables. Keep this table in your mind and write the exam very neatly. To page number 83 of your textbook, choose the correct option. Here I have made it easy for my typing work that I have written in answer in one word. Question number 1, what is the decided age for the member of the Legislative Assembly? Answer is 25 years. How many members are there in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha? In Lok Sabha we are having 545, whereas in Rajya Sabha we are having 250. Question number 3, which Indian state does not have 2 houses of the legislature? Here we are having Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and Rajasthan. There they are having 2 houses, but in Tamil Nadu we don't have any 2 houses. We are having only single house. Who appoints the judges of the Supreme Court? The Supreme Court judge is appointed by the President of India. What is the time period of the members of the Lok Sabha? As you know, it is 5 years. In which house does the President appoint 2 Anglo-Indian representatives or members? That is in Rajya Sabha. Who administers the oath of the secrecy of the Prime Minister? The President administers the oath of secrecy. This is a picture I have given when I was giving the lecture of that. Match the pairs. The correct answers I have given here. District, Seva Southern, it's having option C, collector. Then question number 2, municipal corporation, we are having the correct answer, commissioner. And section question 3, district panchayat, the correct answer is DDO. Moving to question number 9, how many members are nominated by the president in the Rajya Sabha? 12. And last question, who presents the budget in the parliament? Answer is finance minister. When the finance minister is submitting, the date before, that also we have discussed right now also, the finance minister will submit the bill, budget of the center is presented around 28th February in Lok Sabha by the finance minister. So with this we come to the end of this chapter. I hope you all are clear with the concepts. If any doubts, you can directly call me. I don't have any problem. I will answer all your queries. So with this we come to an end. Now it's your next duty to complete the test. The test is simple. You can write the test in the notebook. It is compulsory. After completing the notebook, write the test in the notebook with the heading revision test. Hope you will do all the things properly. We will see you with another lecture in the next revision class. Till next day. Till then, stay safe. Bye.